To Philly Sports Unfiltered. Guys, in today's video, we are talking some birds, and we are talking about the public practice that the birds held for training camp for this season. It is the only public practice of this training camp, and boy, was it an event. So let's get straight into this. About 30K plus fans were in attendance, and things were live. So first thing I want to say is shout out to Jalen Hurts. It was actually his birthday during the public practice this past Sunday. So happy 24th birthday to Jalen Hurts. So for Jalen, we're going to keep it all positive in the spirit of his birthday. He did have some sharp moments in the public practice. Him and AJ Brown did put on a bit of a show. He had a beautiful 30-yard TD pass to AJ Brown in the end zone. And this was actually really good to see because this particular touchdown was against James Bradberry, and AJ Brown has been really struggling going against James Bradberry throughout training camp, and Bradberry has pretty much gotten the best of him throughout camp, so it was really nice to see Jalen just make a beautiful throw and AJ Brown being able to beat out Bradberry for this one and just give the fans, really something to cheer about. Another thing that we saw that was a positive from Jalen Hurts was, in this type of setting, he looked energized. He did look really elusive on his feet. There was one play where he just straight up juked Brandon Graham out of his shoes. It looked really beautiful. And I think, obviously we know that Jalen is a gamer. When it comes to the game, when the lights are on, we know that he can perform, and he's going to use all the tools in his toolbox, whether it's running with his feet, extending plays, and hopefully we see more of him being able to use his arm in a variety of parts of field. But it was a pretty good showing for Jalen, definitely a good showing for AJ Brown, and it gave some fun to the fans. Now, next thing I want to touch on is AJ Brown just continues to be thrilled about being in Philly. I think AJ Brown is a dude who really loves football, and he's just really enjoying the energy of the Philly fans. So after the public practice, he said, "Philly, are you serious? That was practice, 30K plus here at practice. Nah, I love it here already. Today was fun, only the beginning." And something that the players have been talking about was, during all these media availabilities throughout training camp, all the athletes are talking about these reporters, they're analyzing these practice performances like they were games, because that's how much we care about our sports. That's how much we care about our Eagles in Philadelphia. For us, it's serious. Even if it's a practice, to us, it's like a game. We want to see players giving it their all. We want to see people improving. So we're going to bring that energy each and every day, and we hope that our athletes return that. And it's good when you see an athlete like AJ Brown that is feeling that energy and wants to return that energy to us. So far, I've really loved having AJ Brown with us. I do feel like a whole lot of the hype that we have heading into this season is having a receiver like AJ Brown. I mean, it hasn't been since T.O. since we've had a dude that is just this big and strong that I think is just going to be fun to watch. I loved having T.O. in town just because I love watching that man play football. And I think AJ Brown is going to be that type of dude. He's just going to be somebody that we're just going to really like seeing him play on Sundays. And as mentioned, the fans were absolutely hyped, not only for this practice, but as fans, we are hyped for the start of this season. I mean, you see a public practice with over 30,000 people in attendance. It's insane. It just does not happen in other places. And I think we're so hyped for this season for many reasons. Number one, I do think AJ Brown is a huge part of that. It's just been forever since we've had that type of receiver. But also, knowing Eagles fans, I think that we're also really hyped for the defense. And, we're looking at this young linebacker core that we have. Finally, we actually have linebackers that can play football. We have people that are going to be laying the lumber on some people. We have some exciting young people on the defensive line. Like, the defense is getting younger, it's getting hungry, we're getting more talented. We love our defense in Philly, and I think fans are hyped for both of that. And obviously, we're also hyped because we want to see, okay, what can Nick Sirianni do in year two? What can Jalen Hurts do in the second year with Nick Sirianni? Is he going to show out? Is he going to be our long-term starter? So we are juiced. We can't wait to see what the Eagles have in store for us this season. Obviously, we got the talent on the roster. We just have to put it all together. Another thing that I want to touch on is TJ Edwards, because I did not touch on him in my stock up and stock down video, but TJ Edwards is also looking great, and the linebacking corps is looking absolutely legit, because I was already touched on in my previous video about how good of a camp Kaiser White is having. He is flashing as a pass rusher. He's flashing as a pass defender. He is just all over the field. And TJ Edwards is also having a phenomenal camp. In this public practice, he had a beautiful diving pass breakup. It was really something to see. It's just exciting. It's just exciting where this defense is at. Whether you look at the linebacking corps, where you look at how good Jordan Davis is looking, as our first round draft pick. He is looking incredible. He's looking like he's going to be a force, not only stuffing the run, but a force rushing the passer as well. So it is a really exciting time to be an Eagles fan, and to think that we could have one of the most dominant defenses in the NFL this year. People are talking about this could be a top 5 defense. It's to be seen, but I think the talent is in place. And the last thing I want to go over is just a little bit of housekeeping on the offense. And I just want to look at what type of work everybody has been getting on the offense. So I just want to kind of look at these reps. So for the running backs, after 7 days of practice, touches are looking pretty even. Sanders got 29 touches. He had 6 catches, 23 carries. Gainwell, 27 touches, 16 carries, 11 catches. Scott had 27 touches, 18 carries, and 9 catches. And all of them are getting both first and second team reps, okay? So I think we can see from this chart, I do think that this is how the touches are probably going to go throughout the season. I do think that they are going to be fairly balanced, but I think in passing situations, we are going to see Gainwell get most of the touches, but I do think we're going to see this type of distribution throughout the season, which is basically what we saw last season. So really no surprises there. For the receivers, the data is a little bit skewed because Smitty has been out quite a bit with injury. He has missed a few practices. I think he's dealing with a groin. But Goddard has had 30 targets up to this point, 24 catches, 1 TD. One of the good things with Goddard and Hurts is it seems like they're really vibing. They really have a much better connection. I think they've worked on that connection throughout the offseason. And Hurts is making it a point to be able to hit Goddard a lot more in the middle of the field, which is great to see. Obviously, Hurts and A.J. Brown have a massive connection. They've been working all offseason together. 27 targets, 20 catches, 3 TDs. He's been showing out. Devontae Smith, only 6 catches on 10 targets, but again, he's missed a lot of practices, so I don't think we can take much from these numbers. My one point of concern is Quez Watkins, only 4 catches on 10 targets, 2 TDs. He just hasn't been getting as much work from Jalen Hurts, and I would like to see Jalen work Quez a little bit more into the Eagles offense. I'd definitely like to see him getting, a couple more deep routes throughout the season, so I'm hoping that he can get some more reps. And the Rager stats, a lot of these are coming from second team, so I don't think it's worth watching. But one thing I do want to say is overall for the remainder of training camp, one thing that is really important to me is that overall Nick Sirianni gets these guys more reps. I just don't think that the players are getting enough reps at practice. We're actually down reps from where we were at this point for last year's practice. There's about, for the first team offense, there's about, after 7 days of practice, a little bit more than 20, I think around 25 less reps overall. I want to see that number increase because I feel like we're doing really well on defense right now. We're putting a lot of good things on tape, but offense, I just don't think that we're having enough reps to get into a flow. And I think this is something that is, according to the structure of the practice, and Nick Sirianni needs to get on top of that. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you did attend the public practice, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how did it feel in there? Was it jumping? Anything that you saw with your own eyes in attendance at the practice, please let me know in the comment section below. And guys, as always, if you find you're enjoying the videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Until then, go Birds.